All right, guys, welcome to week 2 of the open mic night. We have a lot of fun stuff in store for tonight. We are going to talk about Raspberry Pi. We are going to talk about, Microsoft Word. We might even dive into how much wood a woodchuck could chuck. And so I got a few questions this week, and I guess we'll just start off with number one. Number one was from my good friend Anthony. Anthony had a question about Microsoft Word. What he said was happening is he makes a document, and then he goes and he puts maybe some clip art or he extends his text to do the full width of the page. And so in Microsoft Word or a comparable program, it looks good and it looks fine on the computer. But when he prints it out to a hard copy, it's giving him an error saying, it's beyond the printing borders. And then when he prints it, it cuts off a little bit of each side of the piece of paper. Anthony and anyone else who is having this problem, the problem is that printers can't go the full width of the paper you have in the printer for normal printers, for normal household printers. So most printers will tell the computer, hey, I can only go to this certain border width on the paper. And Microsoft Word tries to help you out by giving you the warning. The best way to handle it, the way I've done it in the past when I've really wanted the maximum I can get, is to really just move it in and try and hit print. And then it'll warn you whenever you're beyond it and it's going to have stuff cut off. So move it up a little bit. Let's say you have a picture on the bottom, move it up a little bit. Hit print, it'll tell you, okay, there's another error, move it up a little bit more, and you should get to a point where it finally lets you go. And then when you print, it should be totally fine, and you shouldn't have any problems there. So hopefully that helps you out, Anthony. Let me know if it doesn't. And if you have any other questions with Microsoft Word, let me know. Let's see, the next question, we had a question about double NAT settings. So if you don't know what NAT is, it's Network Address Translation. This has to do with all your home Wi-Fi or wired network at your house. So what happens with a NAT setting is that usually you have a Wi-Fi router. You have a Netgear, maybe you have a Apple Airport Express or Airport Extreme. And then you also have the modem from your cable company that takes you usually plug it in with the cable and then it converts it out with the Ethernet port. Now, what the problem can be is what network address translation does, it's really nice and really convenient. It takes the one IP address that Cox it's not Cox, but any internet provider gives your modem, and then it gives an internal IP address to all the devices on your network, and it distributes the internet to all those different devices. In layman's term, that's what it's doing. We don't need to get too technical. But so some people, when they're setting up, let's say an Xbox, they get an error that says you have double NAT on your network. Usually what this means is that your modem, usually it's through maybe like an AT&T, I'm trying to think of maybe a Time Warner. On some of the more advanced modems that your cable companies give you, those modems are actually trying to do their own NAT settings. 90% of the modems out there will not. Usually they're pretty simple, but some of them from some of the companies will actually try and do their own sort of NAT settings. Now, my preference, and this isn't everyone's, but my preference is that I would rather have my Wi-Fi router take care of that for me. I just want my modem giving the IP address to my Wi-Fi router and letting that take care of it all. So what the correct fix for this is to turn your modem into bridge mode. And there's multiple YouTube videos, multiple websites that show you how to do that, especially for each individual modem. Every modem's different. So go and just Google, type in the name of your modem and turning into bridge mode, and it should help you out. What that does is it just says, modem, just give the one IP address to my Wi-Fi router and let it deal with it. It doesn't try and give every device connected its own IP address. And then on your wireless router, go in and turn the NAT settings on, and it should take care of everything. It's kind of an advanced issue to address in kind of a live event like this, but if you have any questions, email me. All my contact information will be down below if you don't know how to contact me. So that's the double NAT settings. Next, my buddy Colin wanted me to answer the question, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? Well, Colin, I found you an answer. Now, who knows if this study was actually done or not? It could totally be a prank. It could totally be for fun, but I found you an answer if you want one. Some scientists or college students, or who knows who did this study, found that a woodchuck, or better known as any other, whatever name you give them. Anyway, they can eat 361 cubic centimeters of wood per day. So the average woodchuck, that's how much they could eat if they could eat wood. This wood was obviously chopped up and given to them, not in the solid form. But yeah, 361 cubic centimeters a day. So there's your answer, Colin. And so the final thing one of the final things I think we want to talk about. I've gotten a lot of questions about, I've been tweeting about a Raspberry Pi. And some people are like, that sounds delicious. Well, I'll take some pie and stuff like that. And some people maybe know what it is. But anyway, this is the apple pie. I'll show it to you right there. Basically what it is a $35 computer that is the size of a credit card. I mean, if you just see it in my hand there, that's how small it is. Basically, it's a Linux box. If you don't know what Linux is, it's an operating system. So you have, Windows, Mac OS 10, and popular operating system. So what this is, it's a little $35 Linux box. Tons and tons of great features for this little $35 thing. Mainly what it's intended for, it was created by the Raspberry Pi Foundation over in Europe. And what they do is they made these devices really for education. They're great little devices. You write with any sort of code. You can do JavaScript, Python. You can really use any sort of coding language. So it's a great device to teach students how to write and code because you can do a lot of fun stuff with them. And for $35, they're pretty much disposable. And so it runs off of, if I have it here, let's see. You put a little SD card. Just take this little SD card and you just pop it on in there. And so you format the SD card on your computer. And then it boots from that SD card. And that's how it runs. And so if students totally mess up the device, if they code something completely wrong and totally crash it, it's fine. You pop out the SD card, you reformat it on your computer, and you pop it back in, and it's just a great, awesome device for teaching people how to code. And it's very useful for around the house. People are using them as media servers. You can plug them in. So let me show you here. So you've got the Ethernet port. You got two USBs. You got your analog video. You got audio. But the best part is on this side, you got HDMI. So it actually puts out HDMI high quality video. So you plug it into your TV. And once you have it initially set up, you can actually run it headless. Headless means no keyboard, no mouse. It just plugs in. When I have it around my house, I have power that runs here. It's actually the same as like a phone charger. That's the kind of power it runs on. And then I have it plugged into my network, and I just leave it. You can SSH into it, which SSH means I can control this from any other computer that's on my network. But some people use them as media servers. Since they have HDMI, you could put a USB with some videos on it, plug it into your TV, and you can watch those videos. My personal use for it, I use it as a VPN. VPN is virtual private network. That means that, so since this thing is plugged in my apartment, and I have it configured so that when I'm on the road or I'm at school or I'm anywhere, I can open a VPN network connection through my laptop, my iPad, my iPhone, and those devices then think that I'm on my home network. It's good for privacy if you're at a coffee shop and you don't want people, logging all the stuff you're doing on the internet. For those hackers out there, it's a great way to create a private network for you. You are now pretty much, for all layman's terms, on your home network. Another great thing about it is if you have any apps that require you to be on your home network. Let's say your cable provider says, this if you're at home. Well, now with the VPN, your iPad, when you are out on the road or not at home, thinks you're at home, and it works. And I've actually tested that. That was kind of one of my main reasons to do it. Don't tell the cable companies. I don't know if they'll turn me off. But so yeah, that is the Raspberry Pi. I could do video on video, this, all the useful features of it. But if you are at all interested in coding technology, if your kids at all are interested in coding technology, go buy one. Go buy it for $35. You can get it on Amazon. I actually have a case. Okay, so what it comes with, usually it just me now. Did I lose you guys? Well, keep going. I don't think I did. I think I maybe lost you there for a second. Anyway, if I did lose you, go get an apple pie if you are at all interested in coding. If your kids are, it's $35. It's a great way to teach them and have them learn all sorts of code. You can mess with it and you don't have to worry about them crashing your home computer. Literally just give it to them. Sadly, probably most 8-year-olds can run this thing and put more things on it than I can. So that's the way technology is these days. But anyway, that is kind of what I want to talk to you about today. Anthony, I hope I answered your question about Microsoft Word. The NAT settings came from multiple YouTube comments I had on some of my Xbox Wi-Fi setting videos. So hopefully that helped you out there. And I have one comment here. My touchpad on my laptop deactivates itself and will not activate until I run some files from HP. Why the touchpad continues to deactivate. Okay, so I'm guessing, so this is on your laptop, you said. Any sort of brand on that laptop or anything like that? Am I missing it somewhere? It looks like an HP, maybe. I would guess what usually that means. I had one person who had a Windows computer, and their touchpad had a faulty wire that was connecting it to the motherboard. And what he took it into like his local tech shop, and they were simply just put the wire had just come loose. Especially with laptops, you're carrying them around and you put them in your bags, you're carrying around, a lot of stuff jiggles around in there. All that means is that it's a faulty wire. Looks like though if you're running some files that HP gives you, I'm guessing what those are. This is a hard one. Email me, actually, and we'll try and get this figured out. Email me, mike@weagertech.com. But I'm guessing right now, if I just had to guess, I would guess it's a faulty wire or a loose wire. It happens more often than you think. So, all right, well, this has been great, guys. Thank you for commenting on the video. Oh, I saw it is an HP. So yeah, email me, mike@weagertech.com. I'll put that all in the show notes after the show. But yeah, so I had a great time tonight. This has been awesome. I love answering your guys' questions. Keep sending me questions throughout the week. I do love how you guys are putting comments in the live video. But if you have something more in depth, if you have something that you want me to kind of go over with, kind of like the Microsoft Word thing we dealt with, send it to me early in the week, or send it to me even just a few days before, and that way I can kind of prep myself on it and at least try, and if I need to do a little research, like I kind of need to do a little research with this HP question. Love the question. And I love it when you guys are live. But yeah, if you want to, send it to me a little bit ahead of time. So for next week, maybe send me some questions that I can help you guys out with. Thanks for watching, guys. If I didn't get to your question, I'm sorry. Or if you have further questions, like I said, email me. It's been awesome. It's been real. Thank you guys for another awesome week. And I will see you next Tuesday at 7. We do this every Tuesday at 7. With the exception in a few weeks, I'm actually going to be taking my law school finals, and I might take 2 weeks off. So yeah, but other than that, thanks guys. Have a great night.